My friend, every single day you wake up with a choice. You can choose to listen to the doubts, the fears, and the worries of the world, or you can choose to fill your heart with truth, courage, and faith. The words you speak to yourself shape your life. They determine whether you rise in victory or fall in defeat. They define whether you walk in light or stumble in darkness. There are things you must tell yourself every single day, because the battle of life is not just fought on the outside, it is fought within you. Your mind is a battlefield, and if you don't fill it with truth, the enemy will fill it with lies. You must remind yourself of who you are, of what you are capable of the God who walks with you. You must declare to your soul that you are not a failure. You are not forgotten. You are not powerless. You must rise up every morning and speak words of life into your heart, because the world will try to fill you with words of defeat. Every morning when you open your eyes, tell yourself that you are loved. Before you even set your feet on the ground, before you check your phone, before you get lost in the noise of the day, remind yourself that God loves you with a love so great, so deep, so unshakable that nothing in this world can separate you from it. You are not alone. You are not abandoned, no matter what yesterday looked like, no matter what mistakes you have made. You are loved beyond measure. When you know you are loved, you walk with confidence. When you know you are loved, you stop searching for validation in places that can never satisfy you. Tell yourself that you have a purpose. You were not created by accident. Your life is not meaningless. You are here for a reason, and every single breath you take is proof that God is not done with you yet. You may not see the full picture. You may not understand why you are facing struggles, but your pain is not wasted. Your story is still being written. You have been placed in this world for a reason, and there are lives you are meant to touch, battles you are meant to fight, victories you are meant to win. Do not believe the lie that your life doesn't matter. The Creator of the universe formed you with His hands, breathed life into you, and placed greatness inside of you. Tell yourself that you are strong. Life will test you. There will be days when the weight of the world feels unbearable, when the storms of life rage against you, when the burdens you carry seem too heavy to bear. But my friend, you are stronger than you know. The strength inside of you is not your own. It comes from the one who never grows weary, the one who never stumbles, the one who holds the universe in His hands. You may feel weak, but His power is made perfect in your weakness. You may feel like giving up, but you were created to overcome. Do not let the trials of life make you forget the warrior spirit that resides within you. Tell yourself that your past does not define you. The enemy will try to remind you of every mistake you have made, every failure, every regret. He will whisper in your ear that you are not worthy, that you are not good enough, that you will never rise above your past. But that is a lie. You are not who you were yesterday. You are not bound by your past mistakes. You are not the labels that people have placed on you. God's mercy is new every morning. His grace is bigger than your failures. When you walk in His love, you are made new. You are not defined by where you have been. You are defined by where you are going. Tell yourself that today is a new beginning. Do not dwell on yesterday's disappointments. Do not let yesterday's failure steal today's joy. Every sunrise is a reminder that you have been given another chance, another opportunity to grow, to love, to fight, to live. Do not let the weight of yesterday keep you from stepping into the possibilities of today. You cannot change the past, but you can change the future. And the decisions you make today will shape the life you live tomorrow. Tell yourself that you will not be afraid. Fear is a thief. It steals your peace, your dreams, your joy. It whispers lies that paralyze you, that keep you from stepping into the fullness of what God has for you. But fear is not from God. Fear is the weapon of the enemy, and it has no power over you unless you allow it to. Walk boldly, speak courageously, move forward with faith. The road ahead may be uncertain, but you do not walk alone. The one who holds the stars in place walks beside you. He has gone before you. He fights for you. So stand strong, my friend, and do not be afraid. Tell yourself that you are victorious. You are not a victim. You are not defeated. You are not weak. The battles you face are real, but the victory has already been won. You may be in the middle of a storm, but the storm does not have the final say. The one who calms the waves is on your side. You may feel like you are losing, but do not give up, because victory is on the other side of perseverance. Keep fighting, keep believing, keep pressing forward. You were made to conquer. Tell yourself that you will walk in gratitude. The world will always try to show you what you lack, what you don't have, what is missing. But my friend, you have more than you realize. If you have breath in your lungs, you have something to be grateful for. If you have people who love you, you have something to be grateful for. Gratitude is not about having everything. It's about recognizing the blessings that are already in your life. A thankful heart is a joyful heart. When you focus on what you have instead of what you lack, your whole perspective changes. Tell yourself that you will not give up. No matter how hard life gets, no matter how many times you fall, no matter how many people doubt you, do not give up. Keep going, keep believing, keep fighting. The road may be long, but the reward is great. The night may be dark, but the dawn is coming. Your breakthrough is closer than you think. Do not quit before you see the victory. You were made for more. You were created for greatness. You have everything you need within you to rise, to overcome, to walk in the fullness of your calling. My friend, every single day, speak these words over yourself. The world will try to drown you in doubt, but you must remind yourself of the truth. You are loved. You have a purpose. You are strong. Your past does not define you. Today is a new beginning. You will not be afraid. You are victorious. You will walk in gratitude. You will not give up. If you believe these words, if you live by them, if you declare them with faith, nothing in this world can shake you. No storm can break you. No enemy can defeat you. The power of life and death is in your tongue, so choose life. Choose faith. Choose to walk in the fullness of who you were created to be. And watch how your life begins to change. The words you speak over yourself are the seeds you plant in your mind, and what you plant will grow. If you plant doubt, you will harvest fear. If you plant defeat, you will reap failure. But if you plant words of life, faith, and strength, you will bear the fruit of victory. Everything in life begins with a word. Before a man takes action, he first speaks. Before a person believes, they first hear. The world around you is shaped by words, and the world within you is no different. You must be intentional about the words you allow to take root in your heart. The voices of the world will try to tell you who you are, what you can and cannot do, what your limits are, and what is possible for you. But the question is, whose voice will you believe? Every single day you wake up with a choice. Will you let the world define you, or will you speak life over yourself? The words you declare over yourself will either lift you up or tear you down. They will either open doors or shut them before you even try to walk through. When you tell yourself you are capable, you begin to walk in confidence. When you tell yourself you are strong, you begin to rise in power. But when you tell yourself you are weak, you live in defeat before the battle even begins. The power is in your words. The power is in your declaration. Your mind listens to every word you say, and over time it begins to believe it. If you constantly speak words of failure, your mind will accept it as truth. If you constantly say, I can't do this, your brain will look for ways to prove you right. If you constantly say, I'm not good enough, your spirit will shrink under the weight of your own words. But if you shift your language, if you begin to speak words of life, everything will change. Instead of saying, I can't, you say, I can do all things. Instead of saying, I am weak, you say, I am strong. Instead of saying, I am not enough, you say, I have everything I need within me. The words you speak will transform your mindset, and your mindset will transform your reality. It is not about ignoring challenges, and it is not about pretending that struggles do not exist. It is about choosing to align your words with truth. It is about choosing to believe in what is possible rather than what is impossible. It is about shifting your focus from obstacles to opportunities, from problems to solutions, from fear to faith. Your words create the atmosphere of your life. When you wake up in the morning and declare, this is going to be a great day, you set the tone for how you approach everything that follows. When you wake up and say, I am grateful for another day, your heart begins to focus on blessings rather than burdens. When you speak life over yourself, you attract life to you. People who walk in confidence are not necessarily people who have had the easiest lives. They are people who have learned to speak words of faith even when circumstances say otherwise. They are people who have learned to guard their tongues because they understand the power they hold. What you say about yourself matters more than what anyone else says about you. People can doubt you, but if you believe in yourself, nothing can stop you. People can criticize you, but if you know who you are, their words cannot shake you. But if you allow their voices to be louder than your own, you will begin to walk in their walkers instead of your truth. You will begin to see yourself through their lens instead of through the eyes of faith. This is why you must be intentional. You must choose to speak life, not death. You must choose to declare victory, not defeat. You must choose to rise above the noise of the world and declare, I am more than a conqueror. There will be days when you do not feel strong. There will be moments when you do not feel capable. There will be situations that test everything inside of you. And in those moments, your words will either carry you through or drag you down. When life gets hard, that is when your declarations matter the most. It is easy to speak words of faith when everything is going well, but the real test comes in the storm. When the battle is fierce, will you declare that you are still standing? When the doors seem to be closing, will you declare that something greater is coming? When the enemy whispers lies, will you stand firm and declare the truth? Words are not just sounds, they are power. They carry weight, they shift atmospheres, they change perspectives. When you speak life, you are not just speaking for the sake of it. You are releasing something into the world. You are reinforcing belief within yourself. You are creating a reality that aligns with the truth of who you are. Do not wait for the world to affirm you. Do not wait for circumstances to change before you start speaking differently. Speak life now. Speak victory now, speak strength now. You may not see the results immediately, but words are like seeds. When you plant them, you do not see the harvest right away. But if you keep watering them, if you keep nurturing them, they will grow. The same is true with the words you declare over yourself. At first, it may feel like nothing is changing. It may feel like you're just saying empty words, but over time, something shifts. Your mind begins to believe what you are saying. Your actions begin to align with your words. Your life begins to reflect the truth you have spoken. If you want to change your life, start by changing your words. If you want to see transformation, start by transforming what you say to self every day. Your words are either building you up or tearing you down. They are either moving you forward or holding you back. Be mindful of what you allow to come out of your mouth, because your words have creative power. You cannot speak defeat and expect victory. You cannot speak weakness and expect strength. You cannot speak fear and expect courage. Align your words with what you desire. Speak in faith, not in fear. Speak in power, not in doubt. Speak in victory, not in defeat. Many people go through life speaking negativity over themselves without even realizing it. They say things like, I will never be successful, and then wonder why doors do not open. They say, I am always unlucky, and then wonder why things never go their way. They say, I'm just not good enough, and then wonder why they never feel confident. My friend, what you say is what you will see. If you keep speaking in defeat, you will keep living in defeat. If you keep speaking limits over yourself, you will keep hitting walls. But the moment you decide to change your words, the moment you start speaking life instead of death, everything begins to shift. Imagine waking up every morning and saying, I am strong, I am capable, I am walking in victory. Imagine declaring, no weapon formed against me shall prosper. Imagine speaking, I am walking into doors of opportunity, I am growing, I am learning, I am becoming all that I was created to be. Imagine the impact this would have on your mind, your spirit, your confidence. It does not matter how many times life has tried to knock you down. It does not matter how many setbacks you have faced. What matters is what you choose to speak today. The enemy wants you to keep silent. He wants you to believe that your words do not matter. He wants you to accept the lies that tell you you are not enough, that you will never succeed, that you should just give up. But you must rise up and declare the opposite. When he says you are weak, you must say, I am strong. When he says you are defeated, you must say, I am victorious. When he says you are alone, you must say, I am never forsaken. Your words are your weapon. Your words are your shield. Your words are your power. If you've been speaking words of defeat over yourself, today is the day to change that. Today is the day to take control of what you allow to come out of your mouth. Today is the day to begin speaking in alignment with faith, with truth, with victory. The words you speak will determine the course of your life. Choose them wisely. Speak life. Speak hope. Speak strength. Speak as if you have already won, and watch as everything begins to change. Life is not a straight path, and the road to success is never without obstacles. There will be moments when you feel like the weight of the world is on your shoulders, moments when everything in you wants to give up, when the struggle seems too much to bear. It is in these moments that you must dig deeper, stand stronger, and remind yourself that perseverance is the key to victory. Every great achievement in history has been the result of persistence. No one who ever accomplished anything worthwhile did so without first facing setbacks, challenges, and failures. The difference between those who succeed and those who give up is not talent or circumstances. It is the refusal to quit, the decision to keep moving forward no matter what. You may have faced disappointment. You may have tried and failed. You may have given your all and seen no results. But failure is not the end. It is only a lesson. It is a stepping stone, a teacher, a test of how badly you want something. Too many people quit too soon, not realizing that their breakthrough was just around the corner. They stop digging just before they strike gold. They turn back when they were only a few steps away from victory. But those who refuse to quit, those who push forward even when the odds are against them, those who keep going when everything in them wants to stop, those are the ones who win. The journey is not supposed to be easy. Growth comes through struggle. Diamonds are formed under pressure. Gold is refined by fire. Strength is built in resistance. If life were without challenges, there would be no development, no progress, no transformation. It is in the struggle that you discover who you really are. It is in the difficult moments that your character is forged, that your faith is tested, that your true strength is revealed. Do not fear the struggle, embrace it. See it for what it is, a necessary part of your journey. When you are faced with obstacles, instead of seeing them as roadblocks, see them as opportunities to grow, to become stronger, to prove to yourself that you have what it takes. Too often, people look at their failures and think they are proof that they are not meant to succeed. But failure is not a sign to quit. It is a sign to adjust, to learn, to try again. Every great inventor, every successful entrepreneur, every champion has failed more times than they can count. The difference is they did not let failure define them. They used it as fuel to keep going. They refused to let setbacks discourage them. They understood that every no brings them closer to yes, that every closed door is leading them to the right one, that every hardship is preparing them for their breakthrough. The mind is the battlefield. Before you ever win in life, you must first win in your mind. If you allow doubt to take root, if you allow negative thoughts to control you, if you convince yourself that you cannot succeed, then you have already lost. But if you train your mind to push through, to see obstacles as stepping stones, to believe in yourself even when no one else does, then there is nothing that can stop you. Your thoughts will either lift you up or tear you down. Your mindset will either propel you forward or hold you back. You must make the conscious decision every day to persevere, to keep going, to refuse to give in to the temptation to quit. You may not see results right away. You may feel like your efforts are in vain. You may wonder if all the hard work is even worth it, but success does not happen overnight. Seeds do not sprout the moment they are planted. There is a season of watering, of nurturing, of waiting before the harvest comes. Just because you do not see progress does not mean nothing is happening. Just because you do not see the fruit does not mean the roots are not growing deeper. Some of the greatest breakthroughs in life happen just when people are about to give up. Think about the athletes who train for years, waking up before dawn, pushing their bodies to the limit, enduring pain, exhaustion, setbacks, all for a single moment of victory. I think about the entrepreneurs who fail again and again, who face rejection after rejection, who lose everything only to rise again and build something even greater. Think about the dreamers who are told they will never make it, who face criticism, who are laughed at, but who refuse to let the voices of others determine their destiny. They persevere, and in the end, they are the ones who rise, who achieve, who inspire the world. You must develop the resilience to keep going when everything in you says stop. You must learn to silence the voice of doubt, to push past the fear, to keep moving forward even when the path is unclear. The road to success is not a straight line. It is filled with twists, turns, detours, and obstacles. But if you keep walking, if you refuse to quit, you will get to where you are meant to be. It may take longer than you expected. It may be harder than you imagined, but nothing worth having comes easily. The struggle makes the victory sweeter. The battle makes the triumph more meaningful. Too many people let temporary pain cause them to make permanent decisions. They give up on their dreams because of a few bad days. They abandon their goals because things did not go as planned. They allow fear to hold them back from the life they were meant to live. But the people who achieve greatness, the people who leave a legacy, the people who inspire others are the ones who refuse to quit. They push through the pain, they endure the hardship, they keep their eyes fixed on the vision ahead. There will be moments when it feels like the entire world is against you. There will be times when you feel alone, when you wonder if anyone even sees the effort you are putting in. There will be days when it feels like nothing is working, like no matter what you do, you just cannot seem to get ahead. But those are the moments that define you. Those are the moments when you must dig deep and remind yourself why you started in the first place. Those are the moments when you must make the decision to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep believing. Your breakthrough is coming. The struggle will not last forever. The pain is temporary, but the reward is eternal. If you quit now, you will never know how close you were. If you give up now, you will never see the fruits of your labor. The ones who make it in life are not necessarily the most talented, the smartest, or the luckiest. They are the ones who refuse to quit. They are the ones who get up every time they fall. They are the ones who keep pushing forward when everyone else stops. You have to decide that quitting is not an option. You have to commit to seeing it through no matter how hard it gets. You have to remind yourself every single day that you were not made to give up, that you were not made to settle, that you were not made to live in defeat. You were created for more. You have the strength inside of you to overcome anything. You have the power within you to rise above every challenge, but you must choose to keep going. You must choose to persevere. You must choose to believe that your breakthrough is closer than you think. The world is full of people who stopped short of their dreams, who let failure define them, who allowed fear to hold them back. But you do not have to be one of them. You can be the one who keeps going. You can be the one who rises after every fall. You can be the one who refuses to quit, no matter how hard it gets, no matter how many times you feel like giving up. Remind yourself of this: you were made to persevere. You were made to overcome. You were made to break through. Keep going. Keep fighting. Keep believing. Your breakthrough is near. Gratitude is one of the most powerful forces in life. It transforms the way you see the world, changes your perspective, and fills your heart with a joy that cannot be shaken by external circumstances. When you walk in gratitude, you shift your focus from what is missing to what is already present. You begin to see the beauty in the ordinary, the blessings in the small things, and the abundance that already surrounds you. Gratitude is not about having everything you want. It is about recognizing the value of what you already have. It is a mindset a way of seeing, a way of living that brings peace and contentment even in the midst of challenges. Too often, people spend their lives chasing after what they do not have. They measure their happiness by what they have yet to achieve, by the things they still want, by the goals that remain unfulfilled. But this way of living leads to an endless cycle of dissatisfaction. No matter how much you attain, if your mind is always focused on what is missing, you will never feel truly fulfilled. True joy does not come from external achievements. It comes from a grateful heart. It comes from appreciating what is already here, from recognizing the gifts that life has already given you. Gratitude is a discipline. It is a choice you make every single day. It is easy to be grateful when everything is going well, when blessings are pouring in, when life is smooth and comfortable. But real gratitude is tested in the hard times. It is in the moments of struggle, of uncertainty, of difficulty that gratitude becomes even more essential. When you train your heart to give thanks in all circumstances, you develop a strength that cannot be broken. You learn to find the good even in the midst of trials. You discover that even in the darkest moments, there is always something to be thankful for. Think about the breath in your lungs, the heart that beats without you asking it to, the body that carries you through the day. Think about the people who love you, the experiences that have shaped you, the lessons that have made you wiser. Think about the opportunities you have been given, the doors that have opened, the moments of kindness that have touched your life. There is always something to be grateful for, no matter how small. When you begin to focus on these things, your entire outlook changes. Your spirit lifts, your energy shifts, and joy follows naturally. Joy is not found in possessions. It is not found in wealth, in status, and accomplishments. Many people have everything the world says should bring happiness, yet they still feel empty. Others have little by material standards, yet they radiate joy. The difference is gratitude. A grateful heart sees abundance where others see lack. A grateful person experiences richness in the simplest of things: a sunrise, a warm shawl, a shared laugh, a moment of stillness. Gratitude keeps you grounded. It keeps you from being consumed by comparison, from feeling like you are not enough, from believing that happiness is somewhere in the future rather than right here in the present. When you focus on what you have, you stop worrying about what others have. You stop feeling the need to prove yourself, to chase after things that do not truly satisfy. You begin to appreciate your own journey, to embrace your unique path, to celebrate the blessings that are already yours. The more you practice gratitude, the more you will see just how much you have been given. It is like a muscle. The more you use it, the stronger it becomes. At first, it may feel unnatural to shift your focus, especially if you are used to looking at what is missing. But the more you intentionally choose gratitude, the more natural it becomes. It becomes a habit, a way of life, a foundation for joy that nothing can shake. There is power in speaking gratitude aloud. When you wake up in the morning, take a moment to say thank you. Thank you for another day of life. Thank you for the opportunities ahead. Thank you for the lessons you will learn. Before you go to bed, reflect on the day and find at least one thing to be grateful for. Even on the hardest days, even when things do not go as planned, there is always something good to acknowledge. It might be a small victory, a kind word from a friend, a moment of peace, a lesson learned through struggle. When you make gratitude a daily practice, your mind begins to shift. You stop dwelling on negativity and you start seeing the beauty in life. Gratitude also changes the way you interact with others. When you appreciate the people in your life, you treat them with more kindness, with more patience, with more love. You stop taking relationships for granted. You begin to express your appreciation more freely, to say thank you more often, to recognize the value of those around you. Gratitude deepens connections, strengthens relationships, and creates an atmosphere of warmth and positivity. Walking in gratitude does not mean ignoring difficulties or pretending that challenges do not exist. It means choosing to see beyond them. It means acknowledging struggles but not allowing them to define your outlook. It means understanding that even in the hardest moments, there is still good to be found. This mindset does not just bring joy, it brings resilience. It gives you the strength to keep going, to endure trials, to find hope even in the darkest times. There are people who have gone through unimaginable hardships, who have lost everything, who have faced suffering beyond comprehension, yet they still radiate gratitude. The secret is not that their lives have been easy, but that they have learned to see the blessings even in the midst of pain. They have chosen to focus on what remains rather than what was lost. They have chosen to hold on to hope rather than despair. They have chosen to walk in gratitude, and in doing so, they have found a joy that cannot be taken away. Gratitude opens your eyes. It allows you to see life in a new way. What once seemed ordinary becomes extraordinary. The little things that once went unnoticed become sources of joy. A simple meal, a moment of laughter, the warmth of the sun on your skin, these become treasures when seen through the lens of gratitude. Life itself becomes a gift rather than something to endure. There is freedom in gratitude. Freedom from stress, from anxiety, from the constant need for more. When you are truly grateful, you are content. You stop striving for things that do not truly matter. You stop feeling the pressure to chase after an endless list of achievements. You stop looking for happiness in the future and start finding it in the present. You learn to live fully in the moment, to appreciate what is right in front of you, to embrace the beauty of now. Walking in gratitude does not mean ignoring your dreams or settling for less than you desire. It simply means that while you are working toward your goals, you do not forget to appreciate where you are. You do not let ambition steal your joy. You do not let the pursuit of more blind you to the blessings that are already here. You understand that success is not just about reaching a destination, it is about enjoying the journey along the way. When you cultivate a heart of gratitude, you attract more reasons to be grateful. Your perspective shifts, your energy changes, and life begins to reflect the positivity within you. Opportunities seem to open, relationships become richer, and joy becomes a natural state of being. The more you give thanks, the more you will find to be thankful for. It is a cycle, a law of life. What you focus on expands. The world is full of distractions, of noise, of messages telling you that you need more, that you are not enough, that happiness is always just out of reach. But you do not have to live that way. You can choose to step out of that mindset. You can choose to focus on abundance rather than lack. You can choose to find joy in the simple things. You can choose to be grateful, and in doing so, you will discover a life that is richer, fuller, and more meaningful than you ever imagined. Victory is your birthright. You were not created to live in defeat, to be crushed by the weight of life's battles, or to be consumed by fear. You were made to overcome. No battle is too great for you because you were designed with strength beyond measure, resilience that defies explanation, and a spirit that refuses to bow to adversity. You were created by a God who has already declared you victorious. The struggles you face are not there to break you, but to prove what has been placed inside of you. Every challenge, every obstacle, every hardship is an opportunity for you to rise, to conquer, and to stand firm in the power that has been given to you. Life is not without its battles. There will be days when you feel weary, when the road ahead seems too long, when the weight of your burdens presses down on you. There will be moments when doubt creeps in, whispering lies that you are not strong enough, not worthy enough, not capable enough. But those are the moments when you must remember who you are. You are not weak. You are not defeated. You are not a victim of circumstance. You are victorious. The same power that raised up the greatest overcomers in history lives within you. The same spirit that turned trials into triumphs, that transformed failures into victories, that turned darkness into light resides in you. You were never meant to stay down. No matter how many times you fall, you have the strength to rise again. There is no battle too great for you to win. No storm too strong that you cannot withstand. No opposition too fierce that you cannot overcome. The world will tell you otherwise. It will tell you that you are not enough, that you do not have what it takes, that the odds are stacked against you. But the world does not define you. Your circumstances do not determine your destiny. Your past does not dictate your future. What matters is what you choose to believe. What matters is the fire inside of you, the unwavering belief that you were made for more, that you were created to rise above, that victory is already written into your story. Adversity is not a sign of defeat. It is a test of strength. It is the refining fire that reveals who you truly are. Without challenges, you would never know the depths of your courage. Without resistance, you would never discover the extent of your endurance. Without battles, you would never experience the triumph of overcoming. Every difficulty you have faced has prepared you for what is ahead. Every struggle has built within you the resilience needed to stand tall, to keep going, to push forward even when everything in you wants to quit. You were not given a spirit of fear. You were not created to cower in the face of adversity. You were made to stand, to fight, to endure, to conquer. The giants you face are not bigger than the power within you. The mountains before you are not greater than the strength you carry. The challenges ahead of you are not mightier than the purpose for which you were created. Victory is not reserved for a select few. It is the inheritance of those who refuse to give up. There will be moments when the battle feels too heavy, when the weight of your burdens seems unbearable, when you feel like you cannot take another step. But that is the moment when your breakthrough is nearest. That is the moment when you must dig deeper, when you must remind yourself of who you are, when you must declare that you are made to overcome. The difference between those who win and those who surrender is not the absence of struggle, but the refusal to let struggle define them. Winners are not those who never fall, but those who never stay down. Fear will try to grip you, to paralyze you, to convince you that victory is impossible. But fear is a liar. It has no power unless you give it permission. The moment you decide to reject fear, to stand in faith, to believe in the strength within you, everything changes. The battle shifts. The impossible becomes possible. The obstacles before you begin to crumble. Because when you walk in the mindset of victory, nothing can stand against you. There is something inside of you that refuses to quit, a fire that refuses to be extinguished, a spirit that refuses to be broken. You have already survived things that were meant to destroy you. You have already come through storms that should have taken you under. You have already endured pain that should have crushed you. Yet you are still here. That is not by accident. That is proof that you were made for more. Proof that you are stronger than you think. Proof that there is still more ahead of you. Do not allow the weight of the present battle to make you forget the victories of the past. Think of the moments when you thought you would not make it, yet you did. The moments when the odds were against you, yet you triumphed. The moments when you felt like giving up, yet you pressed forward. Those victories were not accidents. They were reminders that you are capable, that you are powerful, that you are victorious. If you overcame before, you will overcome again. If you made it through the last storm, you will make it through this one. If you have stood against adversity in the past, you will stand against it now. No matter how fierce the battle, you are never alone. You were never meant to fight on your own. There is a power greater than yourself that strengthens you, that upholds you, that fights on your behalf. You are surrounded by grace, by favor, by a force that is greater than any challenge you face. That is why you do not have to be afraid. That is why you can stand with confidence. That is why you can move forward with boldness. Because victory is not just possible, it is inevitable. The road to victory is not always easy. There will be setbacks, obstacles, moments of doubt. But setbacks are not the end of the story. Every great warrior has scars. Every champion has faced opposition. Every victor has endured struggle. What separates the victorious from the defeated is the refusal to surrender. The willingness to get up one more time, the decision to keep going, to keep fighting, to keep believing. You may not see the victory yet, but it is coming. You may not feel strong yet, but strength is growing within you. You may not know how you will overcome, but the way is already being prepared. Hold on to faith. Hold on to hope. Hold on to the truth that you were made to overcome. No matter what comes against you, no matter how impossible the odds seem, no matter how fierce the battle becomes, you are victorious. Not by chance, not by luck, but by design. You were created to win. You were born to rise. You were made to conquer. Victory is not about never facing battles. It is about knowing that no battle is greater than the spirit within you. It is about walking with the confidence that no matter what happens, you will not be defeated. It is about living with the mindset that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. Every struggle is a step towards strength. Every obstacle is a stepping stone to greatness. When you embrace this truth, fear loses its grip, doubt fades away, and the power within you begins to shine. The world may try to tell you that you are not enough, that the battle is too big, that the struggle is too hard. But the world does not get the final say. You do. You have the power to choose victory, to rise above, to stand firm, to keep going when everything in you wants to quit. Because you are not just someone facing a battle. You are someone who was made to win. You are not just someone struggling through life. You are someone who was made to overcome. You may feel weary, but you are not weak. You may feel pressed on every side, but you are not crushed. You may feel like the battle is endless, but victory is already yours. Keep pressing forward. Keep standing strong. Keep believing in the power within you, because you were not created for defeat. You were not designed to live in fear. You were not meant to give up. You are victorious. You were made to overcome. 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 Overcome.